Copyright: Protecting the Rights of the Creative. Presentation by Melody Garrido. Copyright laws protect not only the rights of the creator and their personal works, but they limit their rights so that others may use their works. A creator of original works, whether it's information or artwork, has a legal right to their property. This is called copyright. Think of it this way. You invite your friend over to play because you got a new video game. You allow them to play with your game all day and they love it. When their parent comes to pick them up, your friend asks their parent if they can get one to play at home, but their parent says they may not. When your friend's family leaves, they hide your game in their pocket and walk out the door. Just as we know, taking the video game without permission is stealing, copying a picture or piece of text without permission or without giving the creator credit is also stealing. This type of theft is called plagiarism. One way that the law protects teachers and students is through the fair use laws. Teachers and students are sometimes allowed exemptions to copyright laws if credit is given to the original author or artist. School projects or research. Lawmakers understand the needs of students and teachers to use portions of copyrighted materials, so they set up the fair use laws. Things to consider: purpose, nature, portion used, effect. Let's look at each of these. Purpose. If the work will help with an educational need, it follows the fair use law, but only if credit is given to the original owner. On the other hand, if the work will be used to make a profit, permission and credit need to be provided, as well as a fee paid to the creator of the work. Nature of the works. Written works such as stories or written text, as well as photographs, are more likely to fall under the fair use laws if it is used for a lesson in class, whereas movies, cartoons, and music are less likely to be supported by this law. When using movies, cartoons, or music, always consider the portion of the works used. If movies, cartoons, or music are used, the amount used can help protect the educator or student under the fair use law. Shorter lengths of work are safer to use than full lengths or even longer lengths. Also, always remember to provide credit when using any person's work. Effect. When using a person's piece of work, think about the effect your project might have on it. Fair use laws do not cover use of a person's work when it is used in a negative way. If your use causes the owner to lose profits by its use, you could be in the wrong and not covered by the fair use laws. Ask permission. Just like when we borrow each other's toys or school supplies, we need to ask permission before we borrow someone else's work. We also need to acknowledge their work and give them credit. The purpose of copyright laws is to protect the creative rights of each and every one of us. The financial interest of writers, producers, and artists need to be protected. These people have worked hard to create their work. Even under the fair use laws, if we copy something out of a book or off the internet and call it our own work, we are stealing. People have worked hard to create their work of art. Whether it's written word, music, or a work of art, they deserve the credit. It is their career. They deserve to get paid for their work. This is why copyright laws are so important. They protect the rights of all creative people, just as fair use laws protect students and teachers. I have set up a Google Classroom activity to introduce the inquiry process. Follow along as I share the details of the activity. I have set up a class inquiry lesson in Google Classroom. When you open your assignment, you will find 5 resources: an introduction video over U.S. symbols and their importance, a research organizer, hyperlinks to several research resources you can find on our library website, and a class flyer to create our PowerPoint presentation. Before you begin your inquiry, you will watch the video independently on your Chromebook. After the video finishes, you and your partners will decide which symbol you will research. Next, you will open your Research tab. You will find several research search engines on our school website. I have circled the 4 that I want you to focus on for your inquiry this time. We will look at other search engines when we do our next inquiry activities throughout the year. Britannica School has 3 levels of information. Since you are in the 3rd grade, you will search in the Elementary tab. You will use the middle and high tabs as you grow as learners. In order to search, you will type your symbol into the search bar. As you find information, you can copy and paste it into your organizer. In order to cite your article, you will click here, copy and paste it in the source column of your organizer. You can then reword your information in your own words. This organizer is found in your classroom assignment. I will go into more details later. If you choose to use InfoBits, you will search for your symbol at the top of the page. After you find your information, you will copy and paste the same way as before. Each search engine references their work a little bit differently, but you will copy and paste them the same way for each new article. I will show you how as I introduce each resource. As you begin your work, I will walk around to help you as you need. Here is your National Geographic Kids resource. I have put an example of where to search and circled the reference button so you can refer to this page if you need help. Another tool that you can use to copy and paste information into your organizer is a snipping tool. This tool will allow you to snip the information you want to use. This tool is especially helpful for ebooks. Remember that if you are unable to get enough information in one resource, try another search engine. What I think you will like about this resource is that it has different U.S. symbols that you can read about. One drawback that we found to this search engine last year was that you will not find all the symbols on their website. There is a quick checklist that shows the most likely symbols they cover. If you do not find your symbol quickly, use one of the other search engines. You will use your research organizer to collect your research during your inquiry. You may choose 5 or 6 interesting facts to copy and paste in your notes column. Your sources will be included in the second column. Always remember to give the author of your research credit for their work. Before you and your team create your flyer for the class presentation, you will need to rewrite your information in your own words. I have provided an example so that you can see how to use your research information and write it in your own words. This step ensures that you do not plagiarize the author's work. You and your team will want to find a photograph to add to the page of the class presentation. Make sure you give credit to the photographer just as you did the author of the information you found. Now it is your turn. Have fun and learn. What can you teach us about your symbol?